hit live. It always takes a while for everything to catch up. And here we go. All right, so let's talk. Beautiful. All right, so I trust that y'all are having a beautiful day. I already know that you're having a beautiful day. Why? Because I see it as such. Right? I refuse to see you having anything other than a beautiful day. All right, so let's talk about manifestation. Whether you want a car, whether you want that little musty SP that you can't just take your mind off. I just want him so bad. Whether you want him, whether you want a house, whatever the case may be, let's talk about it. What is the easiest way to get it? What is the easiest way to get it? What is the easiest way to get what you want? Well, the easiest way to get what you want is to know that you already have it. All right. Let's talk about this because you know I'm not a big technique guy. Right? I have used techniques before. Okay, I've used techniques before, but they're not my anchor. Okay, I am the anchor. Who I am is the anchor. All right. So what we have to understand when it comes to reality creation is that you are already the ultimate manifestation of this reality. Okay, think of the nature of God. Okay, what is God? God is all that there is. And before I start this, right, stay with me because I think this will give some clarity. What is God? Okay, God is all that there is. Okay, the Spirit of God is everything. Right, God is the water. God is the cup that holds the water. God is you. God is me. God is everything. Okay? Everything. And this spirit is just that. The Spirit of God is just that. It's spirit. It does not have its own identity. Okay? Its identity is you. So you are the identity of God. In your reality right now, you are made in the perfect image of source. You are God in this reality. Okay? So you're never really creating anything outside of you because the Spirit of God is everything. And the Spirit of God is already made manifest within you. So what are you manifesting? Well, nothing really. You're simply remembering what you already have. This is what desire is. Desire is divine memory. It's that Spirit of God within you telling you, you already have this. This is already yours by divine right. And when you have the desire, you get to make a choice. Do I accept it as mine or do I make up an excuse of why it's not mine? That excuse can come in a lot of forms, right? That excuse could be like, oh, well, the reality looks like this. Well, this looks like this. Well, I just don't feel good. Well, what about my subconscious? What about this? What about that, right? If we started right here, if we all sat down and we combined, we just collaborated on a list. I opened up a documents or a notes section on my iPhone. I shared it with everybody and I said, all right, let's list all the excuses of why we can't be the person that we want today. We would list out several. People would say, oh, well, I don't know if this desire is a righteous one. I don't know if this is the right thing for me to want. Well, what if it's an ego desire? Right? What if I'm not affirming right? We will create all of these illusions that keep us separate from what we want, when the only thing that matters is that you simply choose to have it. So this is where your power comes in. Who is worthy of anything? Okay? If you base your identity on the small self, the ego, right? This version of you that simply walks through this reality. If you base who you are on this, who's worthy of anything? You see people walking around all day talking about, oh, I'm a sinner. Oh, I'm just worthless, right? Somebody had a comment on a video and said, no matter, even the righteous amongst us are no more than a dirty rag. I said, who is this? Who is this us that you're talking about? This dirty rag of us, right? So when we see ourselves as small, we identify with that ego and we walk around like that. Well, of course, we just get bullshit and scraps in our reality because reality just gives you who you are, right? Reality has this beautiful way of confirming, proving your beliefs to you, right? If you hold it as true, whether it's these women ain't shit, or these women treat me like the God that I am, right? Whatever belief that you hold, reality just has this beautiful way of proving you right. Isn't that an interesting thing? Is that people's truths, right? We could sit here and we could have completely opposite views of reality. I could say, no, women are great. They're all great. They're all like this. And you can say, no, they're all shit. They're all like this. And we could meet and we could argue back and forth and we could both bring up evidence and neither one of us could change the other's mind. We live in two different realities trying to sit there and bump heads about it. You understand? We see this happen all the time. People try to match truth with truth and it ends up going nowhere except for down the pathway of frustration. Right? That's the only place it goes to. This is the nature of your truth. This is the nature of your perspective, is that your perspective, if held, will prove itself true because your perspective is true. Your perspective is who you are declaring yourself to be. So with that knowing, what are you manifesting out there? Nothing. You are simply changing your perspective, changing the way that you see the world, and all those things will change, right? It's one of the biggest shifts that I had to undergo. Was I'm not affirming for something to walk in from outside of me. The money that I speak is what? Or the money that I seek is what? It's the money that I am. The prosperity I seek is what? It's the prosperity that I am. The love that you seek is what? It's the love that you are. Everything that you seek is what you are. You're not looking for anything outside of you. Even if that crusty, dusty, musty, dare I say ugly, SP walked into your life right now, right? It's not about them. It's about who you believe that you are, who you would believe that you are when they showed up. That's what you really want, is you want that version of you. And so the $1 million question is always, what's stopping you from being that person right now? What is stopping you from accepting that you are in the life of your dreams right now? What's stopping you? When we really start to break down this question, what we'll realize is the only thing that's stopping you is this: the stories, right? The subconscious mind, the nervous system regulation. The I must not be affirming right. Well, I just found a new sleep tape. Hopefully that one works. Well, what about it just looks like this? It looks like this. It looks like that. It's all us, right? Remember, one of the most liberating things that you can come into the realization of is that you're the only one narrating, okay? You're walking through life, right, believing that you're in this physical vessel, even though this physical vessel is actually within you, and you're the only one narrating. When you walk into the room and you say, oh, I just felt like everybody was looking at me, that's just you in your mind. That's imagination. That's all imagination, right? I got curved twice today. How do I keep going with approaching? Well, first of all, y'all, I don't want none of y'all to get in trouble. Let me tell this story. I told this story the other day, but let me tell this story, all right? So I was talking to this goddess, right? I was talking to this beautiful woman not so long ago, maybe 6-7 months ago. And when we fell off, right? It was it was because of me. I just put it like that. It was because of me. All right. So whenever we fell off, I made the decision like, nah, it's not over. You'll be back. Okay, you'll be back. And so time went by, nothing. It was actually longer than 6 months. Time went by, nothing. A couple days ago, all right, she called me. Well, not out the blue. First, there was a text, right? Hey, right? How you doing? I was like, perfect. It's all working out, of course. Because I'm source, because I am love. But then she was like, hey, I want to talk to you. Can I call you? Okay, cool. So when she called me, how do you believe the conversation went? Well, there's two ways. It either went just the way I wanted it to go, where she confessed her love and missed me, or she just started talking to me about other people. It was that route, right? She was talking to me about other people. She was having this situation, yada, yada, yada. And in the middle of it, right? Not that I want anything serious from her, right? It's just to flex a little bit of muscle. It was It's perfect, right? This is the perfect unfolding. She wants me. Okay, that was it, right? It was just going to that knowing. And then what did I do from there? Well, from there, I just enjoyed the conversation, right? We had a couple LOLs, a couple LMAOs. She talked about this person and that person and this situation she had been in, and I just was there. And what happened by the end of the conversation? Well, she changed right there. She changed right there in the conversation. She changed right in the middle of the conversation, right? It wasn't about me sitting there enforcing affirmations while she was talking. That would be ridiculous. I couldn't even be present. That would be me trying to work to force something to change because I believe that this thing, this person, this situation, this whatever in front of me is not perfect, which it is because its source is all perfect. The only thing that makes it imperfect is my judgment of it. All right? The only thing that makes anything imperfect is my judgment of it. Well, Alex, what about this? And what about that? And what about that? It's perfect. If source, if God is all that there is, what do you expect to see? All that there is, right? Who is the one who judges it? Who is the one who descended onto this earth and bit from the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil, which is really just you, what? Falling into duality, judging things as right, wrong, good, or bad. Oh, there's so much evil in the world, is there? Or is that just what you see on TV? Do you actually experience a lot of evil in your day-to-day walk? Or are you just saying that shit because of what you're being fed on the TV screen? What you're being fed on social media? What you're being fed on the news, right? I would say, sure, right? People do go through grotesque things. I'm not denying that at all. But even our perception of the world is evil is based on, it's not based on us going out and every day we encounter some brutality. Most of even that perception is what? It's force-fed to you. It's shoved down your throat. You turn on the TV and it's shoved down your throat. You open the internet and it's shoved down. A lot, it's not even your belief. You don't even really believe that. Someone has just told you that so much that it's become a what? It's become a belief that has just floated with you unconsciously for so long that you perceive it as truth. But is it? Could your life, could your reality be absolutely beautiful right now? Yes. Could you create peace in your reality right now? Yes. Could you be untouched by the drama of the world right now? Absolutely yes. It begs the question, right? If a tree falls in the middle of nowhere, if a tree falls in the middle of nowhere, doesn't make a sound if no one observes it. Well, consciousness will say no, because consciousness has to observe it for it to exist. Now, if you take this and you translate this to the reality creation space, right? And we say, everyone is you pushed out, no one outside of you exists, because really no one does. If people outside of you existed, then you couldn't manifest them because they would have free will, right? You can't manifest someone with free will. That makes no sense. You can't impede on someone else's free will. So the truth is that everybody that you see is simply a projection of you. That's it. No more than a projection, a fragment of you. Okay? So you're walking through this world, you're just seeing projections of you. Now, fragments of you, right? So this begs the question. If the suffering happens across the world and you do not observe it, does it take place? Here's another question. Right? This is just to make you think. You don't have to pick a side or not, right? Remember, you can still create the life, the reality that you want. You don't have to pick a side. This is just for you to think about the nature of consciousness. Does it help that person for you to sit there and focus on your suffering? By the way, before I go into that, all right, I've been telling y'all the story because we've been talking about this constantly, right, over time. My mother, right, about 2 years ago, stage 4 lung cancer, okay? And I chose to see her as perfect. And I've been walking y'all through this story about how it's been getting better. And she's healthy and she's healed and yada, yada. And the beautiful thing about this is the first time we went to the doctor, right, they told her, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing we can do. We can't give you radiation. We have no medication for you. We have we have nothing for you, man. That's what they said. My mom's perfect. She's fine. It's all working out. All right. Second opinion, same thing. We have nothing. We decided to go to this other guy, he was recommended out of a random conversation my mother had with somebody at church, right? Now, if I had just tried to force my beliefs on my mother, right, and keep her from the church, would she have met that person? Who knows? Maybe yes, maybe no. But that's not the thing, right? I simply see her as perfect and we just exist. Okay, I just know that a no is a redirection. That's all. It's still part of the perfect unfolding. All right? Now we go to this other guy and he says, we can't do anything but I want to run one more test. It's new, it's experimental. We don't know if it's going to work. They run the test and they find a biomarker and they say, well, we have this new experimental drug that binds to only this specific marker, and it can reduce it. The only problem is that what? The medication is expensive. You know how much it was? $20K a month. Okay? $20K a month. But fortunately, guess what? I'm perfect. My mother is perfect, right? And in this reality, I control all. So what happens? All of a sudden, I make the money. I've been making money. I've been paying the $20K over and over and over and over and over again, all right? Now, what also happened was a couple months ago, I didn't really tell y'all because I didn't want to talk about it. I just choose to see her as perfect. But what happened is what? The medication stopped working. So for a while it was working. It extended her life for a long time, right? She's been healthy. She's been walking around. This experimental drug has saved my mother's life. She was supposed to have months. 2 years later, okay? 2 years later, we threw her a big birthday party last year, right? Because we didn't think she would be here. We threw her a huge birthday party. It was fire. Now, the medication, it lost its effectiveness a little bit. So she had to start doing radiation. I've been taking her, right? I moved closer. I told you I moved closer. I didn't actually tell you all the true reasons because I've been taking her to her radiation, right? Still choosing to see her as perfect, right? Because external reality has to play out. However, I don't decline or fight against external reality when anything is unfolding. I just exist through it and see the truth through it. I exist through it and see the truth through it. And the truth is that she's already perfect. Okay? Already perfect, already healed. All right? Boom. Her life's already been extended, but the job's not done yet. I don't treat the middle like the end. It could take a week. It could take a month. It could take a year. It could take a decade. It's all perfect, all right? So she's going to her treatment, and she's complaining about it, saying how she feels worse and how it might be this and that and all of these things, right? I had a choice still. I can go there with her, which I did. I was just there for her. Right? I wasn't trying to drag her into my beliefs. Mom, you have to think positive. No, I don't know. Why would I do that? I let her have her moments, and I still see her as perfect. Why? Because she's just a fragment. Anyway, she doesn't have free will in my reality anyway. She is as I see her in my reality anyway. That's why it makes no sense for me to try to drag you into my understanding of reality. All that's doing is what? It's me creating this another story. Well, I can't get what I want in this reality unless you believe it. Think about this, y'all. Think about this. You are source. You are source. All right? So what actually happened? What actually happened is that this treatment, this small radiation, it helped her a lot, okay? Helped her a lot. But then she got back on her medication for a while. But she was always tired, always that, right? But now all of a sudden, she's back to how she was before it, right? She's feeling great. And today, we went into her appointment. They scanned for the tumor, and guess what? It's gone. It's 100% gone. Let me tell you how big this thing was. Her tumor was the main one. She had several, but the tumor, it was 5 inches. 5 inches. 5 inches. This shit was the size of a probably a satisfying penis for most of y'all, right? 5 inches. It was huge. And I was absolutely going, why? Why is it gone? She complained. She whined the whole time. All these people said no, right? And I could go into a lot more detail about it, right? But a lot more people said no. A whole bunch of people did said these things. Even she whined and complained. But the choice to see her as perfect had to do what it had to be made manifest in my life, because this is the law. I don't need to change you. I don't need to drag you to my beliefs. What you believe means nothing to me. What I believe is law. Do y'all hear me? What they believe means nothing. What you believe is law, because you are source. Okay? Because you are source. So it does not matter what you're seeing. Okay? It doesn't matter what you see out there. It's not that circumstances are not real, but they're never what they seem to be. It's always a bridge. It's always unfolding. Your only job is to what? See it as perfect and continue to walk in the knowing of who you are. That's it. Right? What did Jesus say? Representing your I am awareness. What did Jesus say? Those will come after me that will do greater works. Right? Greater works will be done by those that come after me. Greater works will be done by those that come after me, right? And we've talked about stories, right? We've talked about people healing. We've talked about people waking up with more money in their account, things magically being paid off. This Spirit of God is not confined to one person. It's not a distant story. We tend to sometimes see, these success stories and be like, oh my God, it's them out there, away. No, it's not. It's you. It is you. Okay? It is you. You are all of these things. Okay? You are all of these things. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. Of course your wallet came back, because it was never lost. Right? It's that conundrum, right? Like it's that paradox. You can't find what is lost. You can't find what's lost, right? If you believe that your glasses are lost and they're on your face, you can't find them. If you believe your phone is lost, you're going to be running around finding it or trying to find it. You can't find what's lost, right? You can only find what is found. This is why it's oftentimes you'll be looking for something all over the place, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, let me just drop it. And when you drop it, you find it. Why? Because you're not in the consciousness of it being lost anymore. Such a paradox, right? Such a paradox. But remember, everything is how you do everything. So the same method of when I was talking to this girl, right? The same method to when I was talking to this girl, and she was, let me say woman. Let me say woman. When I was talking to this goddess, to this woman, right? And she was telling me all these other stories. And I made the choice to say, no, it's perfect. It's still all working out. And all of a sudden, right in front of me, the conversation just morphed. I just said it, dropped it, went back to entertaining whatever. Just was present with whatever. To the same way that it happens in that small conversation with something as small as changing or choosing a different version of a person. And it happens in things large like tumors, cancer. Right? We've done a discussion on the placebo effect as well, right? Where the placebo effect just represents the God within you. People get these medications that aren't really tested to work, and all of a sudden, they heal. They heal. Because they make a choice to believe that what they're taking is going to heal them, and they do, right? This is as metaphysical as it gets. You can read a book on business and get a metaphysical lesson on how to be a boss, right? They'll tell you, ain't nobody believe in me, but it doesn't matter. It didn't matter because I believed in me. I had to sleep on the floor, sleep in the car. People turned their back. Businesses shut down. Hell, the wife left me. Everybody showed me that what? That I wasn't going to get what I wanted, but I believed. But I believed. Do you think they weren't sad in that process? You think they didn't have some doubt sometimes, some anxiety sometimes? Of course they did. But they chose to see themselves as who they wanted to be anyway, right? They chose to see themselves as who they wanted to be anyway, okay? So when it comes to dealing with other people, right? Because good question, right? You have these people that you're trying to help, right? When it comes to dealing with other people, the same way that no one could drag you to salvation, right? The same way if somebody came up to me 10 years ago and whispered in my ear manifestation, right? I might look at them and say, what the fuck does that mean, right? Get your witchcraft away from me, right? That's what I would say. But now I have a different understanding, right? The same grace that Source gave me to come into my understanding of who I am is the same grace that we have to give other people, right? Now, I can choose to see them as however I want to see them. I can choose to see them as healthy, choose to see them as whole, choose to see them as perfect, and that must be, right? But then, am I simply just, if the opportunity comes up because of the conversation, I'm giving them the information that I have from a place of love, from a place of they'll cling to it when they're ready? Or am I trying to force feed information down their throats? That's the definition of spiritual ego. That is spiritual ego to its core, right? It's anything outside of my tradition or my interpretation is wrong, is it? No, all of our interpretations, my interpretation, your interpretation, all of it is just one perspective of the infinite, of all that there is. That's all it is, right? And who is that hurting, right? I'm trying to force something. I'm trying to force you to hear this and buy into this. And what I'm really affirming is that you're not perfect. That you're not perfect the way that this is not a perfect dwelling place of Source, which it is. And here's another thing. They can't change until I give them the energetic space to change anyway. And I can only do that by seeing them as perfect. What a paradox. So you mean even if they cheated on me, I have to see them as yes? Sure did. It's exactly what I mean. So you mean even if they were toxic, I have to see them as yep? Sure do. Because you don't want to choose that version of them, right? You want to choose the perfect version of them, right? Okay. So what you focus on, what you create as your story, what you identify as is what you receive, right? Okay. So if you're constantly trying to change somebody, what are you affirming that they are? An imperfect person that needs to change so you can finally have fulfillment and peace in your life, right? Oh, I just need you to change so I can feel happy. Who are you trying to convince? Who are you really trying to convince? Well, of course, it seems like you're trying to convince them, but they're just a reflection of you. It's always an interesting thing, right? Let's say that you have a view and somebody just comes in, no, that's wrong. This is what it is, yada, yada, yada. Well, I didn't ask you. Who are you trying to convince? Is it me? Or is it you? Would you feel satisfied if I just say, you know what, you're right? What was I thinking? Let me throw away my life experience and follow you. Thank you, Messiah. This is kind of how we expect sometimes conversations to go. Right? Oh, I'm just so tired of her. I hear women all the time talking about, I'm just so tired of my homegirl going back to that same man. And I keep telling them this and that. What do you want them to do? Would you finally feel peace and fulfilled if they just listen to every word that you said because you know their life better than yours? Where is that desire coming from? Why can't you be fulfilled right now as things are? Well, once you actually begin to feel fulfilled right now as things are, now things can actually change. But until you do that, you're continuously affirming and identifying with that situation as it being imperfect. And guess what keeps showing up? The shit you don't want. Resisting. Okay? Resistance is futile. Okay? Resistance is just affirming for it. That's all it is. Right? You have this version of this person that you don't want, right? And you're constantly just trying to change them and force them and brute force your way for them to change with affirmations and visualizations. Right? All you're doing is affirming that they're imperfect. Right? You're not loving them. You're in pure lack. You're in pure lack fighting and affirming for something that you don't want, instead of actually falling in love with the version of them that you actually want. Are you making a love story because you are love? Are you loving the version of them that you want? Or are you simply sending lack at what you want and loving and affirming for the version of them that you don't want? What are you focused on? How do you see them? How do you see them? Okay. Oh, and I appreciate y'all, man. Had a conversation. I did a live stream with these two good brothers earlier today. Joseph and Ryan. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. We're gonna do some more live streams. But I appreciate y'all for recommending them and being like, hey, look, go talk to them. So I had to tiptoe. Well, yeah, I had to go do that. So I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all truly. All right. So it's always beautiful to hear different perspectives, right? Because even though I have my perspective and I have my way of explaining things, right? Even though someone could be saying the same thing, right? They have their own way of articulating and saying things, right? And that's the same way that I like having y'all up here, because you can say something and somebody else can hear something differently than how I would communicate it. And it might be the thing that somebody needs for it to click. And I'm going to say, oh shit, you're right. Right? So those things are just very, very, they're very, very beautiful. Right? So I appreciated both of the brothers' explanations and interpretations of things. Right? It's found a lot of common ground. Right? I think most, I can't think of anything I disagreed with them on. Right? But it was just interesting hearing people articulate things in different ways. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And no, it's not gonna make YouTube. Maybe next time I'll do it, and I'll do it on YouTube. I just got caught. I just jumped in his live. Like, he was going live and I entered it, and him and Ryan were already going live, and eventually I just got up there. So it wasn't hosted on. If it was hosted on mine, then I'd put it on YouTube. I got to figure out how to do that. I'm sure there's a way to do that. Let me not think too. Appreciate you, Miss Melanie. I appreciate you, Goddess. How did my mom react? We celebrated by getting her a cookie. We got some cookies. So she was pretty happy, of course. It's been a long journey for her, right? You can always tell things or see things from the outside looking in, but since I'm not the experiencer of it, I guess it wasn't that big of a deal because I've always known, right? I just knew she was fine. But she was telling my sister about it. And I'm like, we were FaceTiming. I'm FaceTiming my sister. My mom's talking, and she's telling my sister all these things, and she's beating around the bush at first. She's like, they went and they didn't see anything. I was just like, so what does that mean? I was like, well, it doesn't mean that I don't have, the C word, or cancer, but what it does mean is, my sister was like, so what you're trying to say is you don't have it? She was like, yeah, I guess. So she was just, it's funny because I'm looking at my sister because she knows me, and I'm like, I constantly tell her, it doesn't matter what mom believes. All that matters is what I believe. Hey, sis, it don't even matter what you believe, sis, because in my reality, you don't exist either. I love you. You're my sister. Don't get me wrong. But it don't matter what you think or feel or believe. So do whatever you do. I got this, right? So it wasn't a big shock to me. It was cool, but it wasn't like, I'm happy. Don't get me fucking wrong. I'm happy, but this has been my knowing for so long. I've already heard this news. I've already been in this knowing for a year anyway, at least. Shit, 2 years, but the whole time really, at least, right? So it's a fucking blessing. I'll put it like that. The only thing I really focus on is just, let's say, mom's already 70. Let me not say her age. My mom's only 50, right? She's 50, 40 something, maybe 45, so I don't know like that. My mom's a young woman, okay? So let's say if hypothetically she was older, then I would only have a certain amount of time with her anyway. So my focus isn't on preventing this end per se, right? It's knowing that she's perfect right now and I enjoy every moment with her anyway. All right, focusing on the end, right? Like, Focusing on the end makes the end more real. It just kind of pulls it to you. That's going to come, right? That's inevitable. There's going to be a physical transition. It is what it is. Such is the nature of life. That's why you don't identify with the body, right? Then even in that moment, I will mourn her tremendously, right? But right now, my focus is simply on I have today. And then tomorrow will be I have today. And then the next day will be I have today. And then it's perfect today and today and today and today. And we will string so many good todays together that what more will I need? Right? What more will I need? And if you really think about this, and I've talked about this in terms of SPs all the time, right? Is that sometimes we can get in the trenches with somebody and we see them as perfect, right? There's this moment where you look at this person you want and you say, I see God within you, right? I see the goddess that you are, or ladies, you see the God that this man is, or whatever, right? And so you can get to that point and you're with them and you're so present, right? And then something happens, whether you're triggered by some past remembrance, right? Whether they do something and it causes your little mind to run astray, right? And all of a sudden you're pulled out that present moment. So instead of just enjoying how perfect this person is right now, seeing them ideally, oh, they're so great for me, this could be the one, right? How many times have we all said that? This could be the one, right? I've said it at least 20 times, right? So we say, okay, this person is the one. And then all of a sudden what happens, our mind is drug into the future thinking about what they could be doing away from you. Drug into the past, what they could have been doing at that time, right? And so when we're in that pendulum, let's say, we're constantly being knocked out the present moment. And you can only experience things in the present moment, right? So your lack of being able to be in that present moment with them leads to what? Your mind constantly wandering and thinking about all these things outside that you can't control, and you're just creating these stories, and now you're solidifying these stories into facts. And so they have no choice but to show up, and then this person goes away, or you find something, or whatever happens, it breaks up, right? And so then we get down this path and we're trying to manifest them back, right? But instead of us being in the current moment, knowing that it's perfect right now, and I am loved right now, and I have them right now, and I have everything right now that I need, we're constantly in the past thinking if I coulda, shoulda, woulda done this. We're constantly in the future thinking this perfect or this moment isn't perfect because I don't have that. I'm in lack right now, right? And if I'm in lack right now, waiting for something in the future to show up, I can't get it because I can only have what I have. So the present moment becomes so perfect, or it becomes so important. If you cannot relax into the present moment and know that you have it, well, how can you have it, right? And this is the way to overcome all of those things, right? To feel peace. When you're feeling anxious, when you're feeling fear, when you're feeling doubt, right? How often do you become present with that and realize, yes, I have this feeling because I'm thinking about something in the past or thinking about something in the future? How often do we ground ourselves in the knowing that right now is perfect? Do you bring yourself back to this moment? Do you realize that even your anxiety has no power, it's just a feeling? But we begin to attach stories to it. We'll say, oh, well, this anxiety means this fear means this happiness means this. Now, if those are stories that you want to experience and you want to live by and you want to make law, go ahead and do them. But if they're not, well, this is the moment where you can heal. Because all quote unquote healing is putting your consciousness, your conscience, being conscious or aware, putting your awareness on whatever you're experiencing. So let's say that you're experiencing anxiety, right? What happens when you put your awareness on this? Well, now you can choose the story that you take, right? Are you going to say something as crazy as because I feel anxious or doubt or fear that I'm not in alignment? Or are you going to simply say, well, I don't have to identify with this, right? I can give myself grace in this moment. I can love on myself, give myself a little bit of intimacy right now. But this is not the end of the story. This is just a middle part. This is just part of my normal human experience. Just from that recognition, a lot of those feelings that you have will simply start to fade away. And you'll get better and better at this over time, right? It's a muscle. Being present is a muscle, right? As I've told y'all several times, right? I don't walk around with a lot of thoughts. My mind is not constantly racing. I used to consider myself an overthinker, all right? And I still do in certain times, right? If I love someone a lot and all of a sudden I'm thinking about the ways that I can satisfy them, right? Or make them feel better, right? Or if I'm interested in a specific skill set, my thoughts are focused on that, right? But I don't judge these things as negative. I judge these things as a perfect part of me when I'm engaged. Well, what's the other side of that veil, right? What's the other side of that spectrum or that polarity? Well, the other side is, well, what about when I'm feeling a certain way, when I'm feeling quote unquote negative emotions, pain, fear, anxiety, anxiousness, right? Well, I think, okay? But I can put my awareness, I can become present with those thoughts. I don't have to identify with them. I can realize that I'm still the perfection within that storm. I am the sky, the anxiety, the fear, even those thoughts are just the weather. I'm not defined by anything as temporary as a thought or feeling. I am the eternal being, the eternal awareness behind it all. So presence is important. That's why I preach it so much. Right? Your awareness is important because your awareness allows you to walk in the room and actually be aware of yourself. All you are is awareness being aware of itself, being aware. That's it. When you become simply the awareness, the observer of yourself, right? And you can move through life observing how you think, how you feel. Now you can actually tell the story of what you want. Or you can just know that it's perfect right now and let everything be added to you because you're already God anyway. You really don't have to do anything. Big ass word salad right there. So I'll stop because we only got like 5 minutes. By the way, I'm be in Vegas. I'm gonna be in Vegas. I ain't gonna be in Vegas for a while. I'm not gonna be in Vegas until the end of October. But I'll be in LA in like 2 weeks. All right. So if anybody's in LA, all right, if y'all are free in LA, drinks are on you. Okay, drinks on you. If you are in LA, drinks on you. Right. But no, if y'all are in LA, hit your boy up. Hit your boy up. Right. First drink on me. The rest of them all on you. Okay. I'll do Mexico City. I'm definitely down for Mexico City. I'm down for Disneyland. It's not okay. So when it comes to the hate of LA, all right, I enjoy the view of LA, but there's something there that makes me feel sometimes a little uncomfortable, right? But that in itself is just a story. It's just a story anyway, right? It's just a story. Yeah, we can have a Disneyland day. We can have a Disneyland day. Yeah. We can even do a live stream together, right? I was thinking about going to San Diego because I have a homeboy that coaches at Cal, and I want to catch one of those games. So I'll definitely be in Cal, Berkeley. Is that by San Diego? Maybe not. But anyways, I'm going out there for my homeboys, one of his games. So we'll see. Free drinks at Disney, that's what I'm talking about. Or a free drink, that's cool. A start is a start, right? A win is a win. Berkeley is north, San Diego is south of LA. And you're like, okay, shit, I'm way off then. Never mind. Do I drink? Do I drink? Do fish swim? Do fish swim? Are pigs pink? Do birds fly? But no, I'm just going out there to go out there. Just going out there to go out there. I was kind of staying local because of everything going on with my mom, but right now, honestly, I booked like a bunch of stuff in the next like 3 months. So, in the next like 3 months. So, I'll be in several places. Cool. I'm down, man. I'm down. I feel like we're family now. I feel like we're all a family. So, cool. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm not gonna be back on tonight. I'm not gonna be back on tonight, but I will be back. Oh, tomorrow's Saturday. I'll be on. I'll be on for a while tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll do another live with Joseph probably tomorrow. If I do that one, I'll try to host it so I can put it on YouTube so nobody misses out. And then, yeah, probably be a triple date. I might even do 3, but I got a bunch of shorts that I need to post, like 10, and then I'll do the live stream, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But look, I appreciate y'all. Keisha, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you see that. I said that. Let's make one of those lives tomorrow members only or subscribers only live, right? Let's do that. So one of those lives tomorrow, let's say the one midday. Matter of fact, let's say the first one I do, whether it's 9 to whatever to noon, that one will be kind of paying subscribers only. So y'all can do that. We can do that. Y'all can ask whatever you want, and I'll stay on there as long as I need. And then, and then the second one will be, so this one won't be a link. There won't be a link. So if you have the notifications on, for me, as long as you have this little subscriber thing that you do, it should just automatically send to you. So there shouldn't be a link. But I will DM you because I owe you, right? I owe you. So I'll DM you about it. I've only done one sub only live. I've only done one sub only live. Okay. Cool. All right, y'all. Love y'all. And we shall talk tomorrow, right? I appreciate y'all. As always, remember, you are source. You are already all that there is. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.